Hi there and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, joined by my regular partners here, former Canadiens teammates and Stanley Cup champs from 1986, Chris Nyland and Rick Green. The Habs have struggled to start the season. Meanwhile, in Laval, the Rocket got off to a 9-2-0 start under new head coach Pascal Vincent. Knuckles, does Pascal Vincent's job in Laval put some added pressure on Martys St. Louis as far as his job security with the Habs?
I don't know. Listen, Marty, to me, seems like a very strong-headed person. And you're always going to know there's a guy well, not always, but in this case, here's a guy who has some NHL experience. And there's always that possibility. I think it's a little too soon to even think of that with Pascal Vincent. I'd let him do his thing down there for the year and leave Marty where he is. Now, there's been talk about maybe adding a guy. We've seen it all over the papers and all that. I don't know if Marty would want that, to be honest with you, when I think of his personality. So say you bring in Gerard Gallant. Say you bring in Bob Hartley. Say you bring in Guy Boucher. And all of a sudden, this team starts playing better defensively and things start going better for them. And how's that reflect on Marty? It basically says, well, Marty wasn't getting it done. This guy come in and that's the idea of a coaching staff. You help each other. But at this point, to bring a guy in, I don't think, and if it has a positive effect, I don't think it reflects well on Marty. So I don't know if that's going to happen. So Could Pascal Vincent do the job? I'm sure he could, but I don't know if I go to that well right away.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nux. I think it's to do something like that would be a sign of weakness, and that would be directed right to the coaches. And I don't foresee that being some route that they want to take at this point.
If it happened in the summer,
okay. And again, where do they go if they continue to struggle past or up to Christmas? Are they going to just bite the bullet and let this play out, or are they going to try and address some of the issues that are happening that are not working well for them? And Pascal Vincent, he's got 10 years at the pro level, and it's not uncommon for them or any team that have a guy in the minors to get a chance to step in the event that they made a big move like that. But I think overall at this point, I don't think you want to undermine what Marty is trying to do. And you did something like that, it's going to do exactly that and going to cause too much friction and not a happy place for the group.
Yeah, you made a good point there, Knuckles, because, Marty's got a bit of an ego, obviously, than any superstar player, and stubborn. And, when Alex Burrows stepped down as an assistant coach in the offseason, I asked Kent Hughes, I thought they should bring in an experienced coach to help him. And I asked Kent Hughes if they were thinking about doing that. And he said they would talk with Marty and see what he wanted to do. He brought in his buddy Roger Grillo there, who was an assistant coach when he was at Vermont, no NHL experience either. So I think you might have hit the nail on the head there, Knuckles, as far as Marty's going to do it his way, and they have this plan in place for this rebuild, and they're just going to stick with it. But when they hired Dominic Ducharme, I remember when they hired him, and I wrote a column saying they've hired him to replace Claude Julien whenever that day comes, right? Every coach gets hired to be fired. And I think it's the same thing with Pascal Vincent. I think when they hired him to replace J.F. Wool in Laval, they have to have a French-speaking head coach in Montreal, right? There's not a lot of them out there. So now they have somebody in place if something goes wrong. But it'll be interesting to see what does happen. Rick, you never played in the minors, number one overall pick. Knuckles, I know you played 49 games with the Nova Scotia Voyageurs with Bert Templeton as your head coach, if I'm not mistaken. How did he help you, or what was he like as a minor league coach?
He was a prick. Listen, Bert did not like college kids, right? He really didn't like them. And I remember one kid, Richie Costello, came in, and Timmy Burke said, listen, don't be first in line. Don't screw up the drill. Richie couldn't wait to be first in line, show the coach he knew what he was doing. He screws the drill up. Templeton stops. Costello, you effing idiot. You college kids are supposed to be smart. Get at the end of the friggin' line. And poor Richie was like, you know, he was a mild-mannered kid, and he was just crushed. And the next day, he was in Flint. He was gone. So I'm like, whoa, Berkey was right. This guy don't like college kids. But he saw me fight the first time, and he was like, holy shit, what do we have here? And, you know, I stuck around, and I had a great relationship with Bert. He showed confidence in me, put me out in a lot of different situations. He put me on a line with Rick Mahat. Come on, I had 15 goals down there playing with Rick Mahat. No one messed with him, and he just passed me the puck, and I tap it in. Like, hello. And it helped me get called up.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens as Laval, but Laval given up 25 goals in their first 11 games, playing some solid defense while the Canadiens aren't. Every coach is hired to be fired. Eventually, Marty St. Louis will, and it looks like they do have somebody in place if or when that day does come. Anyway, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to MontrealGazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And of course, go to HockeyInsideOut.com where you'll get all the latest Canadiens news every day. Also, if you want Rick and Chris to answer, if you have a bonus question you'd like them to answer, go to the comments section below and post it there. We always like to hear from you.